Hi, I'm Alex Archibald. I've been buying and selling antiques since I was a kid. Over the years, generations of our family have gotten involved in the business, and I'll search just about anywhere I can to find hidden treasures both big and small. I never know what I'll turn up next. It's about exploring new places, seeing new sights, and having fun. And even though sometimes I get over my head, we try and make things a little better along the way. This is Curiosity. Hey everybody, and welcome to today's episode. I am on my way back home after purchasing the contents of a basement. I actually went over there because I was told that they were moving and the gentleman had passed away. Usually the kind of calls I get, and that there was maybe some little figurines and statues. Well, I accidentally ended up with the truck and trailer with me today. And I thought, well, instead of going home, I may as well bring the truck and trailer with me because I don't want to burn gas. Well, I'm glad I did because I filled the trailer up, and you won't believe the stuff I found in this basement. It was a pretty good haul, I'm not going to lie. The fellow was a professional musician, and there's a lot of cool stuff. There's guitars, and I don't know, there's all kinds of good stuff back there. Things that I think your average person would have been very happy to find in a storage unit or something. We ended up purchasing out of this basement. So I'm going to get home, see if the kids will help me offload. It does have to go in the house this time because it's cold outside, and I don't want the weather to affect the instruments. And I'll show you what I got. So follow along in another unboxing or untrailering video today, and I'll show you what I scored. Let's go. So I know it's not a trailer full. I've certainly had bigger loads of stuff than this, but what I do have here is good quality. Marshall amp, we've got mixing boards, one of those early rhythm composer things like a drum machine, a TARDIS police call box from Doctor Who. It's a little mini bar fridge because why not?
A rain stick?
Yeah, there's a rain stick there. That's what you're excited about?
Yay.
Look at how happy she is. But pretty much all of this is, there's some collectibles in here, but most of it is music related. Whether it's, there's a linear tracking turntable there, amplifiers, speakers, all kinds of stuff. So I guess what we got to do is bring this stuff in the garage, and I'll do a better sort, and we'll see what we got for guitars. And I think there's some mandolins and stuff too. So you ready to help me?
Yes, of
Load?
course.
Okay, let's dig in. Melissa helped me carry one thing in so far, and she got distracted. Do you want to see what she's distracted by? She's over there in the trees. You see her? She's feeding her pet squirrel. She's named them all. Squirrels in the yard. As long as there's not squirrels in my engine bay, I'll be happy. Look at this, I got a bag of harmonicas. Yeah, they're there. Whole bunch of harmonicas. Went to lift the handle up on this case and it opened up, but it's more harmonicas. And some of these guys were, there was price tags on them from who knows how long ago, like $130, $140 each. There's a lot of good harmonicas in here. Professional stuff. I've got a ton of these. I don't even know if I can get this lid closed again on this thing. Yeah, I guess I can. So, case of harmonicas. What do we have here? 50B. I thought that said SOB bass amp. Oh, all this time. That meant that it was a bass amp. But there's a bass amplifier. Good one. It's got the cable for it attached, thankfully. Sometimes the cable's in a different case or box. I'll grab those guys. Okay, well, everything is inside, and you can kind of see I've got a stack of stuff. There's amps and speakers. Well, the mini fridge over there. Turntable. I've not heard of this. Have you guys heard of a ferrograph amplifier? I have not. It looks like a decent quality one. Kind of a new one to me. I'm not familiar with that brand. I'll have to look it up online. Maybe put in the comments if you've heard of it, if you know anything about it. There were a few little collectible things too, including this. which is a little James Bond Aston Martin. It's not in the original box. He just put it in this case, I guess, for safekeeping, but it looks like it's got the little dude in there. And Guinness salt and pepper shakers, their famous mascot, little toucan that they use in a lot of their advertisements. So those are both vintage Guinness. Funny little die-cast vehicles. Tot toys. They're like the size of a matchbox. I've not had those before, so it's kind of cool to get stuff you haven't seen before. Little SO truck, tanker truck. Like knobs. Oh no, those are wheels. They look like they were going to be knobs for radio or something, but no, they're wheels. A bunch of minis in here. I guess they had a mini at one point. Little ever-ready radio van, delivery van. So some fun little knickknacks in some of these boxes. Of course, you got the accordions, the drum machine. Oh, this was a cool one. That's the hovercraft, HDL hovercraft. And it's got the original packaging too. Isn't that just kind of a cool little thing? Now, I don't know why they cut this end out of it. It almost looks like they were using it for a parking garage for cars, maybe. Hopefully not a little house for a hamster or something. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it's been chewed on. Hamster would make short work of that. I'm guessing they turned this into a little parking garage for their other cars. Homemade rain stick, which I think is just rice in there. Not worth anything, but it's in there. Bag of watches. And got Timex. Kind of look like a Rolex. It's a Timex. Old digital watch. And that looks like it's a calculator watch. Open this up and we'll have a look. Yep, that's exactly what that is. And it's Casio. Oddly, these things are back in fashion. I couldn't tell you why, but young, somewhat trendy kids are wearing these sort of watches, these old calculator watches. And yeah, they're back in. So I should throw a battery in that thing and see if it still works, but that'd have value, probably like $100 watch or so. Incidentally, for all of this stuff, I paid $5,000 for. And that's going to seem like a lot, but there's also instruments which we haven't even looked at yet. And, oh yeah, by the way, aside from the harmonicas, there was a whole harp that I didn't show you guys yet. Look, there was a harp in there. And she said that she bought this new for, I think, around $2,000 or so. Have no idea how to play a harp, but it sure is cool. I've got a nice Marshall amplifier, guitar amp. And it's got reverb, chorus, anti-feedback, acoustic channels. It's the Acoustic Soloist. Nice amp. And of course, there's the Porta Studio digital recording workstation. We've got the guitar multiple effects pedal. So that's pretty much, that's actually, that might come in handy even for us here at the house because many of us play guitar. I think everybody but Steven plays guitar. And even Steven might take it up at some point. And look at that, paid $429 for that. Some of these things were darn expensive. What do we got in here? Oh, another 4-channel stereo microphone mixer. Just lots of really good gear. These EV speakers, there's 2 of those. And there should be stands for them around here somewhere. If not, they can just sit like that too. They have feet on them, but normally you'd have like this sort of stand to lift them up on either side of the stage. We got those. We got the UB1832F preamp mixer processor, 24-bit, and there's another one there too. What were these guys' price tag on there? $500, $409 on that one. Who knows when? Mic preamp and compressor. This is some serious gear. This is cool. We've got the instruction manual for a Thorns turntable, which is a really good turntable. But even better yet, we've got the turntable right here. It's a little dusty, but it's all there. And it's a good one too. I think, is this direct drive? Maybe direct or belt drive. There's always like a little bit of controversy. I shouldn't say controversy, but some people say the belt drives are better. Some people say the direct drive is better. I think it just really depends on the vibration that comes off the motor and the platter. I know a heavier platter is better than others, but that's a nice turntable. Good looking turntable. So happy to have found that. But let's look at some of these instruments that are here. I guess we get this one out of the way first. Casio keyboard. Experience the Casio Edge. Look, that kid is. He's even got a headset on. Songbank keyboard. That's just kind of your basic Casio keyboard. Nothing really too fancy about that. Mobile keys. What's this? The first 25-note keyboard that collects to your iPod Touch, iPhone, or iPad or computer. Oh, that's kind of neat. You can hook it up to your iPad. It was a $100 thing new. I'm sure somebody would like that. So, I mean, we're looking at, what was that? 5, 10, 50, probably like $2,500 worth of stuff retail. Whether I get that back or not, it's another story, but that's half the money right there. Oh, and then plus you add in the harp that was $2,000. So already you're starting to see where $5,000 comes from when you're looking at this pile. But let me get these things down and then we'll start going through the gig bags and the guitar cases because I'm really excited to see what's in there. Well, I did find an accordion. German made. Have to learn how to play one of these things. What was it? Diatonic? I don't know what that said on it originally. It's missing a couple of the letters, but it is a German made accordion. And the bellows seem like they're still good. So that's a good piece there. Probably a few $100s out of that. Nice little find. Without even opening the case, I'm going to hazard a guess that that's an auto harp because that's the shape of an auto harp, and I've had a couple of these before. Let's see. Yep. So the idea is you depress it to get your chord, and then you strum it. Has a new tuner included with it. Neat thing. They're usually a couple $100 for, and it is an auto harp brand, auto harp. It's not a aftermarket thing, so kind of cool, kind of nifty, and it's got its case, so should be able to get at least a couple $100s out of that guy. And what do we have here? This is a little one. I'm going to guess it's too big for a violin. It's going to be like a mandolin, probably. A little mandolin. Let's find out. And, yep, oh, it's upside down. Is it electric? Yeah, it's an electric mandolin. What brand is that? Applause. Well, that's not a real high-end brand, but it's cool. You play this kind of like you'd play a banjo. Although it has more strings, you play it like a 4-string, kind of like, not a banjo, I'm sorry. Like you'd play a ukulele almost. But that's cool. An electrified mandolin. I don't know what these are. Maybe $200-300 new, something like that. It's a nice one. And it's got a nice little case with it. Let's see what's in the guitar case. Now it says on the outside, Godin guitars. So I'm not expecting a Fender, and yeah, it is. Okay. Acoustic. Okay, it has a sticker on it that says 800 to 1,000. I think this is from when the fellow passed away. They were trying to figure out what some of this stuff was worth. So if it is in fact worth 800 to 1,000 bucks, that would be nice. It's certainly in good shape. And look, it's got the bass, the mid, the treble. It's got these dials on it. Very 1990s, 2000s kind of looking. I don't know the age of this guitar, but decent quality. Godin's not a bad instrument. And it's got a nice case, and which is odd because that must be the gig bag for it, but there's something else in that too. So let's get this closed up. And there's another guitar case underneath this as well. So we'll get this closed up and then we'll work our way down into the other cases. Some of you ask why I don't wear a chest mount or why I'm kind of using one hand here. That's so that I can move the camera like this, so I can look at things, I can move it around. Anyway, if I had a chest mount, you guys would just have this view the whole time and I'd have to wiggle my body around to make it make sense. So anytime somebody asks, why aren't you using a tripod or chest mount? It's because I want to take you guys on the journey as I'm seeing things and not just have you stuck to my body. Oh, look at this. Is that a Hofner? That looks like a Beatles bass, but it's not. It's an Epiphone. It's still not bad, but that's a Beatles Hofner style bass. So it looks like a 60s, the type Paul McCartney would have played. And it's got a nice hard case. Even some extra strings in here. Well, that's cool. Probably like $400 or $500 at least. I'm sure I'll get my money back out of this stuff. I mean, would I like to have found a 1960s Fender? Sure, who wouldn't? Am I going to? Probably not. Hawaii Isolani OMI International. Well, this is a Hawaiian-made ukulele. It is kind of a touristy looking thing, but the Hawaiian ukuleles are actually super expensive. The ones that are made in Hawaii, even though it looks very kind of kitschy touristy with the stuff on the outside, they're not cheap things to buy. So that could be something. Let's open up this gig bag and see what we got going on in here. Okay, it's a bigger mandolin. It is, what brand is this? Don't see a brand on the headstock. Oh, it's in there. Ozark, Romania. It's an odd combination of things. The Ozarks of Romania. I wonder if they're the same as the Ozarks of the United States. This would be a banjo if that was the case. But I guess the Ozarks of Romania, they play a mandolin. Nice long neck mandolin. Get lots of different tone and action out of that. There's another note on here. Do they have a value? $500 it says. He's added this sort of aftermarket pickup on it, which I guess, I don't know where it would get the electricity from. It's got a pickup just on the sort of the bass strings, the low E or whatever that is. And then, interesting to plug that in and see how it sounds. This stuff might actually take away from the value of the mandolin, but maybe somebody wants to try it out and see what the sound is like on it. So potentially another $500 there. We'll see. Open up this case, found yet another mandolin. Again, this Ozark brand out of Romania. Must have liked that brand, or the price was right. What do they think this one was worth? $400? So another mandolin there. And I'm guessing we've got either a guitar or another mandolin in this. It's definitely a guitar gig bag, but let's find out what's inside there. Oh yeah, and by the way, look, there's a TARDIS lamp even. Isn't that cool? Okay, what's in the guitar case? Is it a guitar? Feels light for a guitar. I'm guessing it's gonna be another, it's definitely full. Maybe another mandolin. Let's open this up. Where's the zipper? Here it is. Yeah, another mandolin. This one though is a Fender. So you got a brand name. I was hoping for an old Fender guitar, but look, we got a Fender mandolin. They estimated its value around $500. Maybe that's what he paid for it. Maybe these are the prices the guy paid for these things. Fender something March, $500. Electrified as well. Probably has a good sound. I would have thought a Fender would be worth a bit more than that because Fender is kind of top notch. Gibson, I think, would have been a better name for a mandolin. Maybe a mandolin player out there can correct me, but I think Gibson's the name you want to get when it comes to mandolins. So 1, 2, 3 mandolins. Is that what I got? Auto harp. Oh, 4 mandolins, auto harp, 2 electric guitar, 2 guitars. Well, I guess one's a bass and one's a guitar. We got an accordion, and there's still all this stuff. Oh yeah. I was digging around in their basement, and underneath the steps were all these bags, and I thought it was just their luggage, and then I said, well, we better make sure your dad didn't stash like the cables in one of these bags. And sure enough, I opened this up and there's the cables. Because you don't want to, it's a little hard to sell something if you're missing the power supply cable for it. So I'm glad that I checked because there's a bunch of very important looking specific cables. This bag is super heavy and the strain of whatever's inside has ripped it at some point. But we're going to open this up and see what we got. Oh yeah, look, Yorkville power wedge amp. We got another bass amp. Oh, it's a mixing board. All works, good condition. Audio Pro 512 mixer, 250 watt. So this looks like the main one that he probably used to use maybe on stage. All works good condition. Anybody know what that thing's worth? I'm gonna guess it was probably pretty darn expensive new. Maybe I should look this up online and then I'll pause it and I'll come back. So it's an Audio Pro 512. Let's see what that's worth. Okay, well, I was able to find one of these online on an audio website. Looks like the last one sold for about $512 US. So that's about 700 Canadian. Not too bad. And then we've got some drums and I think some tambourines and in-ear monitoring system. What else do we have? Just tons and tons of stuff. Cables. This is another mixer, a little one. I don't know what that is. Compact active PA system. Well, you paid $300 for that. Look, and a free belt. Lucky me. It's my lucky day. Is it in there? Yep, that's what's in there. So exactly what's on the box. So it was $300 new. I'm going to get, what's this? Just all kinds of gear. I will get not full retail, obviously, on this stuff, but if somebody needs some of these things, you throw it in an auction and you see what you're going to get. I'll have a little peek through some of this stuff. Beatles souvenir songbooks. I wonder if these are probably things you could have bought at the store or maybe from the fan club. Pictures, stories, and hits. Oh, it's got the music and it's got pictures of them too. Good early Beatles stuff. Brian Epstein is still in this, George Martin. 1963 copyright. Early for them. Actually, the lady said that she saw the Beatles live when she was a little girl at a small little club over in the UK. Microphones. Shure mics. Well, these can be kind of expensive things to buy new, so we've got a few mics, and there's a mic stand here too. Tested. Okay, that one they said $140 on that. Let's see. AKG C1000 mic tested good. All right, fair enough. Oh yeah, I think this is that case of microphones, or not microphones, harmonicas. My brain was still on microphones. And yeah, these things are not cheap. Like if you think that some of these things are, you buy them in the store and they're $100 or so each, there's probably $1,000 worth of harmonicas alone. So, although it wasn't like, a steal of a deal, I got a lot of good stuff and I've certainly come close to, I wouldn't say doubling my money, but I'll probably make a couple $1,000 for sure off of all that. Pretty good assortment of stuff. So now the hard work begins and I've got to start inventorying this and hauling it down to the auction house. And I guess we'll maybe do a specialty music sale. It'll be a highlight probably of their regular sale, because there's not enough stuff to do my own sale for it. But I am going to hold back, I think, the turntable. I might upgrade my turntable to that. And I'm going to look up this Ferrograph amplifier because that seems like a pretty good thing. In fact, look, I even found the owner's manual for it, which is really nicely printed, like they used to do an old Mercedes owner's manual. It's nicely done. So lots of good gear, lots of good stuff. I think we'll do okay off of this batch, but I got to get this out of the way because I need this parking space back. Because I don't want to leave my car outside for too long, so I'm off to work. But guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I think there's some really neat stuff here, and I'm sure it'll do fine at auction. A lot of the guitars and amps and stuff, never have a problem with that. And just a lot of this is really good, solid gear. So I guess we'll see. If I don't make a whole bunch of profit, I'm not going to harp about it too much. Waka waka. But I'm off for more adventures. And guys, thank you so much again for watching my episodes. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a live feed and let you know what this stuff sold for, because I'm curious. Right now, I really don't know what it's going to do at auction. It's anybody's guess. But I think it was worth taking the risk, and it helped them to clear the basement out of some stuff that they don't have to move or deal with now. So it worked out good all the way around. But guys, have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all soon. And as always, bye for now.